clock is a little bit ahead of the real time. But yeah, so now it's 5:50, so we can start. Maybe, yeah, in the next few minutes, maybe some people can come in, so please be patient with some noise from the latecomers. Okay, so nice welcome to this session of Science and Knowledge, number 3. Yeah, the Science Policy Interface, number 2. My name is Lee-Hyun Kang. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at Lund University in Sweden, and I'm working on the global environmental governance, the complexity of the governance, and also civil society's participation. And I'm interested in technology discussions in global environmental governance. And yeah, today we have a very interesting presentations from 4 different presenters, and also from different parts of the world about the different scales of governance as well. So I think we have a very interesting panel today. And every presenter will have 15 minutes to present, and then after each presentation, you can have 1 or maximum 2 questions, urgent questions. And then after all the presentations, we will have a general discussion. Let's hope it's for 30 minutes, not for 10 minutes in the end. Okay, and so our first presentation will be given by Miroslav Polzer from IAAI GloCha, the International Association for the Advancement of Innovative Approaches to Global Challenges. And the topic is about global conceptual framework and reporting standard for the identification, localization, and specification of challenges with citizen science and Web3 technology tools. So, Miroslav, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Hi everyone, welcome to this session. You've heard it's quite a long title. Perhaps in terms of the conference and the speeches that we've heard today, it would be better to call it from governance by goals to governance by challenges. So we really have seen today that the global goals implementation is lagging behind. We have a systemic failure. We see that this top-down approach is not delivering the desired goals. And now let's see how can we envision alternative conceptual frameworks and multi-stakeholder cooperation and coordination mechanisms which will deliver better results. That's the aim of my organization and also of today's presentation. So IAAI GloCha, we regard ourselves as global public sector innovators. IAAI is a UN-accredited civil society organization based in Klagenfurt in Austria. And we are building the Global Challenges Action Empowerment Ecosystem GloCha with culture, technology and organizational innovation as the key pillars. We have the vision that we can empower everyone, everywhere to take meaningful and rewarding climate action, and we believe that knowledge is the key ingredient and the success factor for really having these effective responses to global challenges. So we all know the world is in crisis, multiple crises, despite the big temperature anomalies and extreme weather events, and so emissions are still going up, CO2 concentrations are going up, and so really the system, we have a very bold systems failure here, and we now have to change the system. We have the compass, we have the United Nations with the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Agreement, but these global goals, they don't translate into local action and impact. And there is innovation need on several levels, and today we are going to focus in particular on this knowledge system innovation, social innovation, public sector innovation, but in general also this new thinking that global goals, it's not something that will be dealt with by the ones up there, the national governments and the UN system, which is their playing ground, but that it requires every one of us, every citizen on planet Earth, to include this common good thinking and corresponding actions in everyday life decisions, resource use decisions. And so, therefore, this approach to have the focus of global governance, global goals, post-2030 regime thinking towards global challenges, really looking at what is relevant for the people on the ground and how can we get a knowledge mechanism through which we then really hear and get this input about action needs and action and impact potentials. So we have developed with our organization the input for challenges mapping methodology and tool for grassroots citizen science-based data collection, and local pacts for the future as social innovation, new social ecological contract, which is using Web3 technology, blockchain technology, smart contracts, and digital assets technologies for forming multi-stakeholder challenges communities and corresponding resource mobilization, knowledge, collaboration, and action and impact incentivization. We have contributed these our thinking in the consultation of the Summit of the Future, and we have several communication channels how we are communicating our solutions to the UN system. And today's event is somehow an invitation to the scientific community to join us in looking how can we set up such an ecosystem and how can we build a knowledge base, the data architecture, and really this multi-stakeholder partnership that we will have a global challenges knowledge and action ecosystem, which will be the foundation for governance by challenges. So here just a quote from our submission to the consultation on the zero draft of the Pact for the Future, which was in December last year. And it was just somehow the statement that the UN system needs to be really thoroughly reimagined and re-engineered towards enhanced effectiveness, and that we have to put the non-state actors and their resources in global governance with the individual young global citizens being placed at the center of such institutional design efforts. And so here, the systemic need, we need to understand better the global challenges. The world is changing rapidly, it's totally interdependent, it is much too complex from an information system perspective to have everything top-down regulated. We need decentral mechanisms, we need to really have multitude of actors engaged, and here really the focus on concrete spaces, geospatial information-based challenges, which people, ordinary people, but also people who could find a living in doing this kind of activities, and schools and universities, there is really a huge field of potential jobs also in this field, that people go out, identify, localize and specify challenges, and which are then the basis for the formation of challenges communities and collaborative action, empowerment, new generation of challenges-focused social entrepreneurship models, and much more. We have developed the first minimum viable product on challenges mapping in the context of the Interact Central Europe project JET4CE, Just Energy Transition for Central Europe. And here is a screenshot of how it looks like. We are asking citizens and also representatives of vulnerable groups to go in their neighborhoods and to look at just energy transition programs and to identify where there might be challenges and flag them so that those who are in charge of governance or of investment programs can consider these citizens' concerns. And it's multilingual, it is has different views integrated with Google Maps and several other things. But one area where we are also looking on challenges mapping is EU Sparks for Climate Citizens Hackathon Championship that we are doing in the context of the EU Research and Innovation Program. Just these days we have a virtual hackathon where we're also asking citizens to bring information and solutions for local climate actions. And the vision is that we develop really global, local information and action ecosystem, which includes self-sovereign digital identity, because if we need to know who is doing what that is related to global goals in order to then provide the right feedback, being it incentives or somehow the information that a certain action is not desired. We need taxonomy and ontology for global challenges, data management and analytics. We need a framework for unique identification of challenges so that each challenge has its unique ID, and based on this challenges ID, there can then be formed challenges communities, so it's a social network building component to the information system that we are developing. Then one systemic need is also a global challenges action registry for the identification, documentation, verification and certification of actions and impact. And then to make the connection with the individual citizen, especially young people, we need to come on the mobile devices of the people. So we need an individual SDGs and climate action app on which contributions to global challenges are being managed as digital badges, certificates, Web3 tokens. And then this knowledge collaboration, citizen science model of citizens' engagement, that they can contribute intellectual assets and which are then recognized and can be also part of a new citizen science entrepreneurship business model, is part of the vision of a functioning global community, local global community that we have with our GloCha system. And then the next level are these local pacts for the future, where people who agree that a certain challenge in their local community, or if they are an agent with a global mandate, that the people think this is a relevant challenge and it is important to be addressed, that they then also form a community and come together and specify what they are ready to contribute to addressing this challenge with concrete give and get relationships, which are nowadays possible with Web3 technology, digital finance, and these other things. Here, a view about 5 minutes. Okay, that's good. This app is a key element, and we can really frame these contributions of individuals and organizations as a digital badges collection game, and as an educational tool. We can bring this into schools, and in this tool, action, intellectual contributions, impact and learning outcomes are registered in a global registry and turned into digital assets that can be collected and some other things. And we are working on this also with the EU mission cities. I don't know if you are aware that there in Europe is this program for the EU mission for climate neutral smart cities, where about 130 cities have said, yes, we want to be innovators, pilots, pioneers, and they want to become climate neutral even 10 years earlier than the rest of the EU. And my home city, Klagenfurt, is one, and a neighboring city in Slovenia, Ljubljana, is also a city, and we are working with them. We have developed already a project proposal for another bilateral Interreg project, which then didn't succeed, but we are confident that this kind of citizens climate action app tools for cities can be very successful. We are attractive partner also for those who are interested in global governance. We have each year a conference. This year on the 18th of September, also Frank Biermann will report from today's conference. We have an exhibit and we have also a digital innovation pavilion at the UNFCCC climate conferences. here an image from that draft agenda from our conference, and it's also registered as a New York Climate Week event. And we have a partnership also with UN Environment and with the UN Geospatial Information Network. And this is very attractive because they are putting all the geospatial information of all UN agencies. I think there are 42 UN agencies collecting geospatial information data, putting it into one map with hundreds of layers, and they agreed to have us as a civil society partner who will bring citizen science data and this challenges mapping data into their information system. And we will then see how we can use AI tools to somehow cross-fertilize. The UN can learn from the data from citizens, and the citizens can get more guidance, better guidance on action potentials with this. We have also a workshop in New York on the 25th at the Eric and Wendy Schmidt Foundation New York office about philanthropy and impact entrepreneurship. And yeah, this is all. And I hope if somebody wants to write down the content. Thanks for your attention.
I will take one or two quick and urgent questions because we will have a general discussion later. So is there any question?
Me.
Yeah?
Thanks for the presentation, and I would like to ask you, because you mentioned the citizen science, how do you guarantee the reliability of the information? Because I am a fan of citizen science, but it's something that we have to be in mind when we use citizen science is the quality of data.
Yes.
Yeah? So I would like to know, how do you guarantee, or in your own opinion, how we can guarantee the data quality?
I like the framing, how can we guarantee better? One way to work on this and to develop the appropriate standards is in the context of the One Map, One Humanity initiative. They have as an additional non-state partner the Global Partnership for Citizen Science and the Australian Citizen Science Association. And we are also working with IAASA, it's the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis in Luxembourg. They are the secretariat of the Global Citizen Science Partnership, and we trust that together we will find ways. But it's the crucial factor, how to validate data and having trustworthy inputs. It will be a learning process, and it will be also, it's agreed with the UN that they will not integrate it in their information systems very soon, but we will use their platform, and because it's freely available, all the data from the UN agencies, geospatial data, we will just add one challenges mapping layer, and also one about creative expressions, story maps also, and this kind of thing. And we really believe that this will then open up the doors for citizens to come with their knowledge, and once this will be clear that people express their priorities, their needs, their preferences, that the global goal system can also be more relevant for the people, because if we make the connection with such an information system between the local needs and the global goals, then people will love them more, it will be more relevant and will be better implemented. That's our idea.
Thank you.
Any other quick question? Yeah?
Just a comment. Action for Sustainable Development, it's a civil society organization in touch with 3,000 organizations, mainly the global south. I was wondering if you would like to link with them.
I have not heard about them. Where are they based?
Mainly in the UK.
No, I don't know.
Action for Sustainable Development.
I will look them up. Perhaps I know them from another name, because we are very active in the UN conferences, and we've met many people.
Okay, thank you again, Miroslav. Okay, our next presenter is Sarah Löffel from German Institute of Development and Sustainability, which is IDOS.